For my high school graduation present, I was taken on a trip to New York City. During the 5-day duration that I was there, I saw 5 different Broadway shows, all the major attractions, ate as much as humanly possible, and ran around the city until I could barely hold my eyes open and my legs could barely function. Basically, it was the best 5 days of my life. Out of all the places I have traveled, I have found that New York City is one of the most exciting places on earth, and I have decided that everyone should come out for a visit at least once in their lifetime. This year, TripAdvisor named New York City as the #1 destination to visit in the United States, beating out Las Vegas, Chicago, and Honolulu. Since my first trip to New York City, I have been back 2 other times. Once in October with the communication department, and the second time was when I moved there on May 16th, 2016. That's right, my love for this fine city didn't stop at just visiting. I felt compelled to actually adopt the New York lifestyle by making New York City my permanent home. As a result of what I'm about to tell you, I know you also will feel compelled to take a trip to New York City if you haven't already been. And if you have already taken a trip here, I'm sure you will feel compelled to go again. When it comes to New York City, there are tons of attractions, and there is always something to do. Many attractions are free, if you can seek out the right ones. One free attraction that anyone can do in New York is take a walk through the park, as there are usually interesting structures and history in many of the parks in New York City. Plus, they're great for people watching. Well, which park should you go to? Don't worry, you have more than 1,700 parks to choose from. But Central Park is always a solid option. Located in the heart of New York City, Central Park has a perimeter of 6.1 miles and is filled with great scenic routes and many attractions within the park, like the Central Park Zoo. Maybe you want to do something a little more exciting after a relaxing morning in the park. Don't worry, New York City also has a wide range of museums you can visit, and a number of them are free, as well as the Bronx Museum of Art, the Irish Hunger Memorial, and the National Museum of the American Indian. There are even a few museums you can visit that are free after a certain time of the day. For example, every Tuesday after 5 p.m. there is free admission to the 9/11 Memorial Museum. And from 4 to 8 p.m. on Fridays, there's free admission to the Museum of Modern Art. Okay, now you know that New York City has lots of cool parks and museums that are free. But where should you eat? You won't have a hard time finding a decent restaurant in the city, since there are about 24,000 restaurants to choose from that all range from simple, affordable food to dishes that are a little more decadent and a little more on the pricey side. Maybe you don't even want to go to a restaurant. You can enjoy a tasty New York hot dog on the street for $4, or a slice of New York pizza, or even a falafel. You could kill 2 birds with 1 stone and visit an iconic restaurant from one of your favorite movies or television shows. A lot of films and television shows have been filmed in New York City and have made certain restaurants quite iconic, such as Tom's Restaurant. You might know this as the diner from Seinfeld, and Katz's Delicatessen from When Harry Met Sally. If you want to have a 3-course dinner, and you don't mind spending a couple extra dollars on dinner in New York, the city also has a number of fine dining restaurants that can be easily worked into your budget. Some of these restaurants sell the best of the best when it comes to food, and sometimes it's just worth the experience. If going to a Broadway show is not on your bucket list, then I feel sorry for you. When it comes to New York City, there are many different shows that are playing on Broadway, and they may not be as expensive as you may think. While there are some shows that are more expensive than others, some of the shows that have been on Broadway for a little longer are cheaper, and you can often get tickets for half price. That's right, half the price that they're usually going for, just hours before the show. A good place to see what is still playing is Broadway.com. This website will tell you what is now showing and give you a little synopsis of the show as well. Well, let me explain a little more about the half-price tickets. In Times Square, there are ticket booths, and if you go to the ticket booth the day of the show you would like to see, you can purchase a ticket for half what it would cost you on the internet. Pretty good deal, right? Maybe you want to see something that is a little new, and you don't mind spending a little more money on that show. That's fine too. Just as a piece of advice, make sure you purchase those tickets before you leave for New York. It'll save your spot in the venue, and it'll give you some extra time to save up for those tickets. This concludes the reasons why I believe everyone should go to New York City at least once in their lifetime. As you can see, New York City really is one of the most exciting places on earth, and it is an attainable vacation goal. And don't worry if you can't make it out to New York City this summer, this winter, this year. There's always time to save up and make a trip later. It'll still be here when you are ready to book your flight, make your hotel arrangements, and have the best vacation of your life. Maybe after your visit, you'll be like me and be compelled to call New York City your home. I hope I have persuaded you to come out to New York City at least once in your lifetime. The energy you will feel and the fun you will have will make it one of the best vacations you have ever taken. I promise.